Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's story takes us deep into the past and present of two beloved names in Turkish entertainment, Hazal Kaya and Çağatay Ulusoy. The connection between these two stars, both on screen and off, has fascinated fans for years. Recently, a long-lost interview resurfaced, one that few people had ever heard before. And in that interview, Çağatay Ulusoy revealed details that left even his most loyal followers speechless. Before we dive into all the details, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the join button below to support our growing community. Now, let's get started. The unknown beginning. Long before he became one of Turkey's most recognized faces, Çağatay Ulusoy had very different dreams. In the interview that recently came to light, he explained that his first goal was not to be an actor, but a model. It wasn't even his idea, it was the encouragement of his close friends that pushed him into that world. They told me I should apply for a competition, he said. I didn't take it seriously at first, but I eventually decided to go for it. I thought it would be fun, maybe a way to travel and see the world. His only goal at the time was to win a beauty contest and possibly go abroad to work as a model. But fate, as it often does, had other plans. On the very first night of that competition, Çağatay received an unexpected offer, a role in a brand new television series. That one decision would change the course of his life forever. If that phone call hadn't come, he admitted, I might have left Turkey and become a model. Acting wasn't even something I had imagined for myself. That special offer would lead him into a completely different path, one that made him one of the most famous actors of his generation. A friendship that shaped a career. When asked who supported him most during those early days, Çağatay didn't hesitate to mention one name, Hazal Kaya. She helped me more than anyone, he confessed. She was patient, she shared her experience, and she always encouraged me when I doubted myself. At the time, Hazal was already an established actress, known for her intelligence and professionalism. Working together brought them close, and fans quickly noticed the warm bond between them. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, they trusted each other, they understood each other, and they built a connection that would last years beyond the project itself. Rumors of a romance, of course, followed immediately. Every shared glance, every photo together was interpreted as proof that something deeper was happening. Yet, both remained silent about those claims, neither confirming nor denying them. But the resurfaced interview added new layers to the story. Love, jealousy, and confessions. In the same conversation, the actor was asked about his personal life, and what he said revealed sides of him few had seen before. When asked if he had ever experienced an impossible love, Çağatay smiled softly and replied, I've never really been in love in the way people imagine. Usually, the people I care for end up walking away. Maybe I'm too intense, or maybe my looks make them nervous. He then added something that caught the interviewer off guard. Sometimes, he said, people assume that being good-looking means being flirtatious. They don't trust you. So, they leave before giving you a chance to prove who you really are. Later in the interview, when the topic shifted to jealousy, Çağatay laughed nervously. I'm a very jealous person, he admitted. When I care about someone, I want to protect them. I want to be part of their world completely. Sometimes that means I interfere too much, even in small things, like how they dress or who they talk to. I know it's not right, but it's how I am. Those words painted a picture of a passionate man, one who loved deeply but struggled with control and fear of loss. The connection with Hazal Kaya. The interviewer then asked a question everyone was waiting for, what about Hazal Kaya? Çağatay paused before answering. Hazal and I shared something unique, something very few people get to experience. It was friendship, respect, and mutual admiration. She was there when I didn't believe in myself, and for that, I'll always be grateful. But the interviewer pressed further. Was there ever a romantic connection? Çağatay smiled again but didn't give a direct answer. Instead, he said, Hazal was one of the few people who understood me. But sometimes, even the strongest bonds stay in the realm of friendship. Still, his tone, soft and nostalgic, hinted at emotions that might have been deeper than he wanted to admit publicly. The kissing scene that changed everything. One of the most surprising revelations from that same interview came when Çağatay spoke about on-screen romance. He confessed that he often struggled with kissing scenes in dramas and films. "I don't like them," he said firmly. "Even if it's just acting, I get uncomfortable. It's not about the other person, it's about me. I'm not good at pretending emotions I don't truly feel." At the time, he was just beginning his collaboration with Hazal Kaya, and that statement caused quite a stir in the media. When the interview aired, journalists began linking his words directly to Hazal. Some suggested that he had been talking about her specifically, while others speculated that his discomfort came from the closeness they had built off-screen. According to sources, Hazal wasn't happy about those interpretations. She reportedly found the comments unnecessary and felt they cast an awkward shadow over their partnership. "She values professionalism," said one crew member from the set. "For her, work is work." She didn't like the idea of their scenes being romanticized beyond the script. A complicated bond. Despite those tensions, the two continued to work together and maintained mutual respect. In fact, years later, both would describe their partnership as one of the most defining experiences of their careers. But the resurfaced interview reignited old questions neither of them seemed eager to revisit. Fans online began revisiting their past photos and videos, reinterpreting old interactions through the lens of these new revelations. Some said that Hazal and Çağatay were simply victims of the media's constant hunger for romance. Others believed there was something real between them, a connection that never had the chance to become more. Whatever the truth, one thing was clear: their story had once again captured the public's imagination. Love and contradictions. During another part of the interview, Çağatay spoke about a woman named Duygu, whom he described as someone he loved deeply. But that statement created confusion. In older interviews, he had once declared that he would never fall in love with an actress. Yet, Duygu herself had once been in the same profession before meeting him, something that made fans question whether love had changed his perspective entirely. "Love doesn't follow rules," he said. "Sometimes you meet someone and everything you said you'd never do becomes possible." It was a rare glimpse of vulnerability from an actor often seen as reserved and composed. Hazal's reaction. As expected, Hazal Kaya's name began trending online soon after the interview resurfaced. Reporters reached out to her team for a statement, but she chose not to respond publicly. However, a close source later revealed that Hazal was frustrated by how the media twisted the story. "She respects Çağatay a lot," the source said. "But she didn't appreciate her name being dragged into old rumors again. They've both moved on with their lives, and she wants the public to remember the good work they did together, not the gossip." In private, though, Hazal reportedly expressed some sadness that the interview had been brought back after so many years. "It feels like reliving something I already let go of," she told a friend, according to insider reports. Reflections on growth. In the years since that early interview, both Hazal Kaya and Çağatay Ulusoy have grown not only as actors but as individuals. They've built successful careers, taken on challenging roles, and developed reputations as professionals who define an entire era of Turkish television. Yet, this resurfaced story reminds everyone of where it all began: two ambitious young talents who found themselves thrust into the spotlight and forced to navigate fame, pressure, and personal emotion at the same time. For fans, the interview feels like looking through a window into the past, a past filled with what-ifs and unfinished chapters. Final thoughts. Maybe the story of Hazal Kaya and Çağatay Ulusoy isn't one of love lost, but one of timing. Two paths that crossed beautifully for a moment before diverging toward their own destinies. Their bond, whatever form it took, was real enough to inspire millions and lasting enough to still be discussed years later. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the join button below to support the channel. See you in the next video, take care and goodbye.